All right, sorry we're getting started a few minutes late. Thanks everybody for coming. Hopefully you know who I am. I'm Bobby, the current flight school owner, and this is Mr. Bob Watts. This is the 2024 Robert B. Watts Scholarship Ceremony. We have done this via Zoom a couple times for COVID reasons. Bob has a house that I always joke that I bought him in Colorado, and he spends his summers in Colorado. So normally we try to do this in the April timeframe before he goes back in May. Bob's had some health issues this year, so we've lengthened this process this year, but I don't think it's changed the value or the good of what we're trying to do at this place. His wife Jeannie is sitting there. My wife Tammy is tiptoeing in. And Bob and Jeannie own the flight school. Bob started the flight school January 24th, 1989, a long time ago. I was still in high school. That seems like forever ago. But Bob ran the school for just over 29 years before I bought it from him. I was a student pilot that started my training here on May 3rd, 2015. And oddly enough, we coordinated it to close on May 3rd, 2018. So I was a student here for exactly 3 years and closed it on the anniversary of my first flight here. And I love it every day. I think Bob would say he loved it every day. It kept us both a little younger than we probably act or look sometimes, just because the average age is a lot less than what these two old men are up here. But this room's dedicated to the Watts family. It's called the Watts Classroom. There's a little snippet about Bob, Jeannie, and their daughter Laura. And they also have a son, but Laura's a United captain, so she gets to be on the wall. The son's not a United captain, so he's not on the wall. But his touch is all over the flight school still as well. So a little history on how we got here, Bob. I bought the school, my wife and I bought the school, and we went to dinner, and I had the idea, I want to see if I can make Bob cry. So I made a big plaque, and it's actually the same certificate paper that we have in this box for the winner. And the certificate that I gave Bob said, I'm going to give a scholarship away every year in your name, just so your legacy will live on United Flight Systems. And he cried a little bit, and we took some pictures. And that certificate said I would give away $1,000 every year. And little did I know how little $1,000 was at that dinner and what I had gotten myself into. But over the years, last 6 years, the scholarship's grown. We have now given over $50,000 in his name and the school's name to students, potential students, and those who we thought had a need, and we wanted to try and help them some to get that need accomplished. So this year we're giving away $20,000, and I think Bob and I both would say that this place changed our lives, and we hope in some small way the scholarship this year and many years to come will change yours and other people's lives as well. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, just to reemphasize what Bobby said, but he'll never admit it, but the whole thing really is due to his idea, his generosity, and I think everybody ought to acknowledge it for once, right? Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you. I joke, everybody thanks Bob for the money, and he's yet to donate any of it. But he gets all the credit. I don't really want the credit, I want the school to have the credit. I really do think I'm very lucky. Every day that y'all see me here, I'm lucky to be here. Obviously be alive, but I'm lucky that we have so many students walking through the door, and that we get to fly as much as we get to fly, and that I think we've built a really good product that people want to come participate in. So I really do enjoy every day that I'm here. There's been good days and bad days for both of us though, right?
Right.
A lot more good days. So Bob interviewed a bunch of people, and these are the 8 finalists in the room, 2 of them absent because they're on vacation that was already booked. And how were the interviews?
Say what?
How were the interviews?
Great.
Absolutely
great.
Bob wrote a little snippet about each one of you and asked me to read it. And this is in alphabetical order by first name. So first finalist is Caren Flannigan.
Now wait, before you get started, let's make it perfectly clear. We'll announce the winners at the end of your dialogue here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? You got that right?
Yeah.
So hold it. Hold
I
your
said
applause.
alphabetical order.
Hold your applause, okay?
And then we'll take a bunch of pictures. So Caren is a mother who owns a Pilates studio. Raise your hand real quick just so we all know who you are.
There she is.
Who owns a Pilates studio and is the only professional ballet dancer to ever grace United Flight Systems. She views flying as an extension of gliding through the air as a ballet dancer and instructor with the Houston Ballet Academy. Another way she says she overcomes gravity. Caren has about 20 hours of flight time here at UFS. Hasn't soloed yet, but is working up to her first progress check. She sees her aviation career down the road as an instructor or someday the queen of the sim. Caren Flannigan. Congratulations on being a finalist. Carmen Lemoine, is that his name? Lemoine, okay, close. I really struggled with coming up with pronunciations. I searched Google and everything. Carmen currently works as a flight attendant, now 6 years at Mesa Airlines, where even if she trades up from a flight attendant to the uniform in the captain's chair, she has no intention of leaving Mesa. Carmen
You
received,
said that, right? I'm going to hold you to it. Okay.
I thought when I read that she's lying, but we'll see. Carmen received her private pilot here at United Flight Systems and has continued to work on her instrument training. She says her biggest accomplishment to date has been achieving her private pilot license, but we bet all that changes when she starts and finishes her instrument training. We truly are hoping that if she's awarded the scholarship, it is the impetus to push her to the goal line as fast as possible. Carmen, welcome, thank you. Emelia Cordell. Emelia got bitten by the flight bug only a few short months ago in November 2023 when she took her first discovery flight. She hasn't looked back and since has acquired about 30 hours of flight training, not to mention hundreds of hours of ground and group sim sessions being around the flight school. Emelia is a graduate of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with an associate's degree and is attending the University of Houston, working towards a Bachelor of Science. Community involvement is no stranger to Emelia. She's the founder of Feeding Houston, has been since 2017. It's a nonprofit food organization supplying meals to the needy every Christmas. Oh, and by the way, she's the office manager who works for Bobby, working daily to make this flight school the best flight school in the world. Welcome, Emelia.
Did I write that?
I might have added that. Emmee Licir.
Emmee.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Google's wrong then for sure. But how many student pilots have their musics and songs been available on Spotify? One, and that is Emmee, where she is a main artist, lyricist, and composer. Angels in Disguise and Legendary, but are only a few of her works to date.
See, I checked that to find out, and
she just started her flight training in March of this year and has about 8 hours of flying. She turned her passion for aviation into a skill set where she now works as a flight attendant at Spirit Airlines. A Kingwood resident, enjoys sharing aviation stories with her fellow flight brothers and sisters. Welcome, and congratulations. The next one is Kelly Mauldin. Kelly is a junior at Texas A&M. She's absent today. A university she describes as the only school in Texas, even though neither one of her parents went there and are both college graduates. Kelly's formative years were focused on soccer, where she excelled as a varsity soccer team player from her freshman to senior year at her local high school. She attributes her love of aviation to the influence of her father's passion for flying, and hopefully this little scholarship, if won, will be a nudge in the right direction for her ambitions down the road. That's Kelly Mauldin. She's the one of them on vacation. And her dad's on this list, so we'll talk about him in just a second. Kennedy Deville. Kennedy is a dispatcher and member of our student success team here at United Flight Systems. She is a private pilot working on her instrument rating. She describes the ILS as one of the most difficult challenges in the world. Kennedy hopes to continue on her journey as a Liberty University student and complete her education goals by 2027 in aviation management. Like so many other students, Kennedy attributes her inspiration for flying to her father, a United Airlines 737 captain who lost his life to cancer in 2016. Kennedy hopes someday to see the love of aviation turn into teaching experiences as a CFI where she can give back her knowledge to aviation. Mike Mauldin. How long ago did Mike start training here?
1992.
So Mike Mauldin, oddly enough, was my best friend and in my wedding in 1996. We were friends since like 1992. I remember a night where we were on patrol. I was a police officer. He was a police officer. And we sat car to car at the Copperfield Car Wash, wasting time at probably 4 o'clock in the morning after eating a fantastic breakfast at the Kettle. And Mike said, check out my headset. I soloed today. And I said, how did you afford the headset? I'm not worried about soloing. I'm worried about where the money came from to buy a headset because we were broke. Tammy and I had probably been dating about a year at that time. And Mike said, I'm going to be a professional pilot. Forget all this law enforcement stuff. And so here's what Bob wrote about Mike. He's an old timer for you. Mike started flight training before some of you in the room were even born, but the flight bug never was extinguished. Like so many other aspiring pilots, Mike has a unique job. He's currently with Harris County, assigned to the DA's office, assisting as a special investigator for special crimes, and that's a pretty big deal. So he never got out of law enforcement. He's actually been on Dateline a couple times, so if y'all want to search for Mike Mauldin on Dateline, you can hear about some of his fancy wins as an investigator. Mike promises he'll use the scholarship to really finish up his private pilot license. This time around, he won't fool around on motorcycles. We were in a little motorcycle wreck when we were young and dumb.
Little?
Yeah, we were young and dumb.
Little?
Which he used to do
Little?
when he was a younger police officer. Yeah, I was littler back then. But Mike got to check ride ready. We probably all heard this story. Check ride ready, couldn't afford the last couple of flights and never took his check ride back in 1994. When I bought the flight school, I had no idea this was where Mike went, of course. When I bought the flight school, Mike caught wind of it and sent me a text message and he says, you know that's where I soloed. And he is in a picture in the books up front with my parking spot behind him some 31 years later. So it's pretty cool that he was here. And last but not least, Tamika Crawford. Tamika is a 16-year veteran with United Airlines, where she is employed as an instructor in their Houston training department. She teaches the flight attendant teachers how to teach, where she's qualified other flight attendants under United Airlines Advanced Qualification Program. Tamika is starting out with a jump on a lot of candidates who want a career in aviation. She has got a conditional job offer with United Airlines as a pilot in their Aviate program when she finishes her flight training. We hope that this endeavor, if she finishes her private and then works on her instrument rating, she says situational awareness is her biggest challenge to date. Welcome, Tamika. Is that everybody? Did I skip something? No, I didn't. So Kelly and her father, Kelly and Mike, are the only father-daughter combo we've ever had.
I think you're right.
Oddly enough, I think it was in March. Well, I know it was in March because we were celebrating our 27th wedding anniversary. And the first person I saw on the cruise ship we went on was Mike Mauldin. I hadn't seen him in about 5 years, and we did not know he was going to be on that cruise ship. And so I gave him the King School ground school, and he said, I'm bitten by the bug. And I said, well, there's a scholarship you can apply for. And they both applied and made the finalist round. So every year, how many nominations did you have this year? Do you know?
That's my spiel.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you through?
I'm done.
You sure?
I'm waiting on you to do your spiel, and then we'll announce the winner.
64 people applied for the scholarship this year. That's a lot of people. The year before that, actually, we had over 100. But anyway, 64 people. And Jeannie and I were tasked with the idea of going through the written applications and sorting them out. We whittled them down to 15, which was hard to do on the written word, obviously, but had to assume what everybody said was true. We enjoyed it. And that was even difficult.
I got a phone call from Bob right after nominations closed. He goes, how many of these do you think were written with ChatGPT? Because they all say the same thing. So that might have got some people cut.
They did,
Yeah.
that's right. So anyway, after that, after the 15 that we got through, which was hard enough as it is, I had to whittle it down to 8 of you. And as you all know, since you're here, I have the great opportunity to sit down and talk with every one of you, which was, to me, a very humbling experience because it just awoke in me the whole passion for aviation that I used to have as well. And it re-sparked a kindle in me, too, thinking about all the great times we had here. So the winners. I had to pick the winners for all that. Well, the winners are going to range in scholarship money from $1,500 to $3,000 to make up the $20,000. And the winners, I am proud to announce, is everybody in this room. Everybody is going to get a scholarship money. Everybody. So if you're sitting here in this room, you're going to get money on your account.
Or if you're on vacation and you can't be here.
That's right.